And it's Mark McGill from Y Country. We are joined today by Maureen Adams from the Berrien County Suicide Prevention Coalition, a coalition member and a veteran service officer. So good to see you. Thank you for your time today, but thank you for the amazing work that you do.
Oh, it's our pleasure to do it, Mark. Thanks for having us.
Videos today being brought to you by the Berrien County Suicide Prevention Coalition, with a supporting sponsor being Amazing Learning Center Mental Health Coaching. National Suicide Prevention Month is September. Boy, mental health is just a real concern, and it's not getting any better, both nationally, globally, and certainly locally.
This is true, but one thing that is getting better is that we're all learning that we can be a part of the solution and start joining in the conversation. So while the numbers may seem a little bit grim, there is hope. There's a lot of good things going on when it comes to the discussion around suicide prevention.
Yeah, we'll talk about 988, which is a very important key in that conversation. But I think having the conversation is important. That's a great point that you bring up. And I think mental health and mental health illness is something that it's kind of like cancer, right? Everybody has been affected by that disease in one way or the other. And I think mental health is probably the same way. And you may not even realize that a family member or a friend is suffering from a mental health illness.
That's true. We don't, so you don't really notice all the white vehicles on the road until you get a white vehicle yourself, right?
Right.
So as soon as it touches you personally, all of a sudden your eyes lift and you realize that this really is something that's happening to a lot of families. It could be our neighbor, a church member. It affects a lot more of the population than many of us realize.
Yeah, let's talk about risk factors and warning signs and things that we as family members and friends can be on the lookout for.
Certainly. So I think when it comes to risk factors, everyone has a different fact pattern. We don't know what it is that somebody else is experiencing, but what is true is that there's a rapid transition between a decision to die and taking that action. And it's really important that people understand that and not to be hesitant about having the conversation with someone. We don't know where they're at, and we can't possibly know where somebody else is at. But we do know that we have the ability to ask the question, are you feeling suicidal? Are you having thoughts of suicide? Have you thought of hurting yourself? Because there's such a short period of time between the thought and the action, by asking that question, you're putting a pin in it for a moment, and that's what you want to do. You want to separate the thought from the action. So don't be afraid to ask those questions.
Yeah, chatting with Maureen Adams from the Berrien County Suicide Prevention Coalition, again, a coalition member and a veteran service officer. So you have the conversation. If you are seeing risk signs or warning signs with somebody, let's talk about 988. That's a great resource, and that would be the step to take. Correct? Call 988.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the national crisis line now. The VA uses that crisis line. It's all local municipalities have that enacted now. So instead of 911, which would be more like an emergency response, 988 is for a mental health response. And they're going to get you in touch with a mental health responder immediately when you dial that number. So you want to again, if you don't know how to have the conversation yourself, but you're concerned about somebody, you don't have to be having the crisis yourself to call that number. They can walk you through what steps you could do to help somebody in your life.
Yeah, it's almost the see something, say something that the police will tell you quite often, right? If you see something that doesn't seem right, you should say something. And this is kind of the same situation. If you're seeing patterns, if you're seeing habits, if you're seeing something, you should definitely say something.
And you may not even see anything at all. You don't recognize a drowning victim as drowning until they've drowned. So, there could be masks that people are wearing that you may not even recognize. So if you have concerns, if you have a gut feeling, go ahead and follow it. ask the question. If it's something you're not comfortable talking about, get in touch with a 988 operator and they can help walk you through that. The VA also provides mental health first responder training. So if something is going on, if you have somebody in your life that you're concerned about and you're not sure how to approach them, you can get support from these resources to help walk you through it. Hopefully there's nothing there at all, and you're just you're worrying because you love.
Right.
But you also want to be prepared to handle a situation if you do have a concern, especially if somebody has a history of mental health or suicidal ideations.
Yeah. Best case scenario is you call and it's nothing, but at least you called and made sure that it was nothing. How can somebody that's watching this video or listening to us right now, how can we get involved?
So, well, the Suicide Prevention Coalition, they're always looking for new members. It's getting the word out so that people can understand what are the signs of depression. Doing things. We just had a campaign where we have the yard signs up with the 988 numbers. So by all means, please call the Suicide Prevention Coalition. And there are many opportunities. You can either participate in our monthly meetings. There's trainings that you can host in your community, letting other people know about things that are available. That's a great first step.
Yeah. So again, if you see something, say something. 988 is the hotline. What's the coalition website to learn more information about the amazing work that you folks do right here in Berrien County with the Berrien County Suicide Prevention Coalition?
And so that's berriencares.org.
Yeah. Great. Maureen Adams, a coalition member with the Berrien County Suicide Prevention Coalition and a veteran service officer. Again, thanks to our supporting sponsor, the amazing Learning Center Mental Health Coaching. Thank you for your work. Thank you for getting involved. Again, it's just really, it's just so important to take care of everybody, take care of our friends and our neighbors. And this is just, again, such an important, crisis, we'll call it, out there, and in the world we live in, and the stresses and the pressures. It's good to know that folks like you are there, and resources like the 988 hotline are there. So again, thank you for all of your work, and thank you for your time today. We appreciate you.
We're glad that you could share the message for us. Thank you, Mark.
You have a great day. Thanks.
You too.
Maureen